Welcome to Andy's Garage. I'm Andy Phillips. Today I'm going to show you how to use a ball joint press, or what's also known as a ball joint press kit, because it comes with multiple pieces in the kit. But let's go ahead and get started. I'll turn it this way so you can see it. These are all the pieces that you have in here. Now you can pick these up anywhere. You can find them online, automotive parts stores. I believe you can even rent them. But if you wanted to buy one, you can find them at Harbor Freight. They're on eBay, Amazon, all over the place. But I'll have some links down in the description where you can find them as well if you want to purchase them. They're fairly inexpensive, and I highly recommend having them on hand because they come in handy for pressing out old ball joints, pressing in the new ball joints. They have all the different fittings that go over the different diameters of ball joints. And in this video, we're going to show you how to set it up to press it out and how to set it up to press the new one in. But let me get a close up here and we'll go through this, and I'll show you the pieces in here, and then we'll head outside and get started. Now the first part is this big one here. This is what's known as the C-frame, and that's what kind of sets up the whole press. And when we get out there, you'll see how it goes together. Next, you have your pressing screw, which is this big one right here, and this C-frame is threaded, so the pressing screw can screw down into it and it can press. And then you have these receiving tubes right here, and they're different diameters. You have that one, you have bigger ones like this, you have ones that are set up with a hole on the bottom, so that way the threaded part of the ball joint can then press through that, and we'll show all that when we head outside. And then you have these smaller adapters here for when you're pressing in the new one, yet that goes over the control arm opening, so that way it can press the new ball joint in, and it has some space in there, and you have different diameters in here. So you have all of these different sizes in this kit, and depending on what kind of a ball joint you have and your control arm set up, you're going to want to set this up accordingly in order to fit. So in this video, I'm not going to show for a specific vehicle. I'm just showing how to use this in general, but then you would obviously have to figure it out for your vehicle how to set it up properly. So basically you have the C-frame here, and then this pressing screw. You can see how it's threaded. And it's not a bad idea to grease that up a little bit. That'll make it go easier. And then you'll just press down on that. And on this end here, you would use a breaker bar and just put that on there, and you're going to be tightening that down. And then you're going to have the different adapters, whether you're pressing an old one out or pressing a new one in, you would set it up accordingly. And we're going to show that in the video. But that's how that goes together basically, is you're going to put that in, fits over, like if this was the control arm, you would put it in this way, and then you would have your ball joint, and then you would then set this up. You can see how it has a little bit of a lip here that fits right in here, like that set up. And then the ball joint, the threaded part, the stud, would go through that opening, and then you would then be able to press down to press it out. That would be to remove an old one. And then for pressing a new one in, it would be a different setup, because you would then have this going around the ball joint, so that way it can be pressed in. And we'll show you that, like the lip of the ball joint there. And then as we mentioned already, you would take one of these on the upper end to then press it into that in place. So let me take this apart. I'm going to get changed up, and we're going to head outside to the vehicle that we're going to be doing this on. And I'll meet you there on the other side, and we'll get down to business. So the fitting that you're going to want, you want one that you can see, here's the base right here. It's got to be able to go around it so you can push it into it. You don't want one where it's hitting like that. It's got to cover it like this. And as you can see, it can work its way through the hole as we push it down. And then now we're going to set it up where the top will push it through. If you have a ball joint that's been on there for a while, the vehicle's got a lot of age and it's showing it, it's not a bad idea to do like I did here. I cleaned it up real good and just saturated it with some penetrating oil. Just let it sink in real good before you try to press it out. It'll make it easier. Here's the setup all complete. So we're going to be tightening down on that. You can use a ratchet or a breaker bar. And we're going to be tightening down, so that's going to push it through now that the snap ring's out. And it's going to push it into this cylinder, and then we have the hole through there, so it can work its way down, and that'll push it out. And then when we put the new one in, same process, but in reverse. So we have our breaker bar on it. It's going to take a little bit of time. but you'll press it out better this way. You can already see it. And I put a little adapter here to get a flatter push on it. So now, let's take it off. See how it looks. All right, it looks like we may have it out. Yeah, there we go. So it's out. So now, remove this. And we have this adapter. This is our old ball joint. That's what it should look like. You can see how crushed that one was. But now we're ready to press the new one in, and then we'll grease it up, and then we're done with it. Now to press the new one in, you can see the fitting that we have. It slides inside of it, but you want this outer rim to be hitting it, so that way you can push it in. You don't want it falling inside of it. And then on top of here, we're going to put another fitting that this can fit into and then tighten up in there. And then now for this side, we're going to use this piece because this one here, it can slide right inside of it. We'll put that on the top and then we'll sandwich it down and press it on. And this shows you how it should be set up. So obviously this is your ball joint in here. We're going to press it into that. So as we tighten it up top, we're going to now sandwich it in like that and then get that pressed in. You want to make sure you have that straight and level. You don't want it on an angle to where it's pushing it in on an angle and you're damaging it. All right. And I think we are in. Let me give it a little more turn. You want it to be completely snug in there, which I think we're almost there. All right. We are good. So now we'll take this off. We'll take a look at it. Let me get the camera in here so you can see it. Coming in close, you can see it's nice and snug. We have it pressed in all the way, and that's what you want to do. You want it nice and tight in here and all the way in. All right, well, that wraps up this quick video. Just wanted to do a quick video showing you how to use a ball joint press or ball joint press kit. As we mentioned at the beginning, it's referred to as both. You can find them anywhere. As mentioned already, I'll have links down in the description. If you want to purchase one, you'll have that on there. But I hope that this video was informative for you. I hope it helped you out if you're trying to press in or out a ball joint on your vehicle. The particular vehicle that we were working on was a 2008 Chevy Silverado. I'll have links down in the description to that one if that's the vehicle that you're dealing with, because I go more in depth on that one. But please send me any questions and comments. I would love to hear from you. I hope that this video was informative for you and helped you out. I appreciate all the support, so don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time.